Hello everyone, time for another video. In my last video I updated Jeskai control for the post-Grieve ban meta. I'm just assuming for my builds, by the way, that only Grieve is getting banned. That's what I expect will happen. If they ban something more, honestly, I don't think I would change my decks all that much. Just wanted to point that out there. I've been trying, so this is an update for Infect, and I've been trying builds out with Naru, and even though I think Naru is still very good in Infect, I actually gave Tamiyo Inquisitive Student a try, and it has been surprisingly powerful. I'm not gonna lie, maybe I should pop this over here so we can put it on screen. There you go. I've been surprisingly surprised. That's that's not a good sentence, is it? I've been extremely surprised with how good Tamiyo actually was in our deck. The main thing is that we're playing 4 Brainstorms, of course, so we can flip this immediately. And I think we are one of the only decks that can actually really well use the -3 ability of the Planeswalker. I've had situations where very often, if I just have one pump spell, I play it, I bring it back and win the game. And don't even get me started with Berserk. There's so many silly things you can do with this, especially since I'm playing Embiggens. If you Embiggen Tamiyo, it becomes a 4/7. That is lethal very quickly with Berserks. So it has been surprisingly good. First league I played with it, I went 4-1 immediately, so just to show the power level. And to work alongside Tamiyo, I've made some changes to the list. So 4 Invigorate, 3 Embiggen, 3 Legolas, and 2 Berserks. I'm happy with this. If you look at how we played pump spells in the past, it was always 4 Invigorate. That's never going to change. And then we played 3 Vines of Vastwood, and then sometimes like 1 Scale Up, 1 Become Immense, etc. I just think that these are pump spells of the past. Infect has gotten a lot of upgrades, but you need to be willing to explore the upgrades. So this is why the first thing that I've done is I've cut everything that's not Embiggen, that's a pump spell, and then I've also swapped Vines of Vastwood for Legolas. Very good upgrades, so I'm pretty happy with this. We are still playing as many pump spells as we used to, but now our protection spells are also removal spells. Tamiyo on its own can also win the game. It's ridiculous how much you can just, if you turn to Brainstorm and Tamiyo goes to 4 immediately. I've ultimated it in Infect with this card before, and then you just kill whatever you want. I'm playing Sylvan Library to go alongside Tamiyo because I want to draw 3 as much as I like to. And I'm playing 0 Ponders. Now, I have literally never missed Ponder before. I was still playing 1, and then I just imagine that I just prefer 1 Hedge Maze over the 1 Ponder. And it's been insanely good. I'm not going back, I think. I've never missed it. Tamiyo is another way to draw cards. Sylvan Library is much better than Ponder. With this deck especially, we want to draw a flurry of cards. We don't very often care about one specific thing. I mean, sure, you have situations where it's okay, but I've never been a huge fan of Ponder in Infect. Don't get me wrong, it's a good card, but I think that the cards we are playing right now are better. And Hedge Maze especially has been also very surprising. Sideboard. So a Scam gone, made a lot of changes. Still playing 4 Swords, 2 Triumph of St. Catherine's. I think that Grixis Delver will become the #1 deck if Frog is still alive. And if it's not the case, then we're going to go back to Blue-Red Delver. In any case, Triumph is always very powerful. We still have some of these black decks that are playing Plague Engineers, or people don't expect Triumph of St. Catherine from Infect, so very good. And the rest is pretty stock. 2 Flusterstorms for combos, still playing 1 Surgical, 1 Cage for, you still have artifact-based decks. Double Veil of Summer really good, 1 Sylvan Library for control decks, and double Force of Vigors. Been happy with this, and let's see how we perform in a league. Before we start, I do want to thank MH3 again for sponsoring this video. If you live in Europe and you often buy cards from Magic Card Market, check them out. They have a great selection and offer very good prizes. Let's just keep. Yeah, I'm happy with this. I think this player usually plays Delver. I think I recognize the name, so it could be interesting. I do want to point out that if my opponent is still playing Grief, I'm just going to concede and move on because that deck is banned in my head already. So, okay, there we go. Darcy. Baubles, so this is looking to be just Delver. Oh, by the way, I've been getting questions about people asking me, since I've been playing more and more control decks, about if I give private coaching sessions. Yes, I do. I've done that in the past already. You can contact me through any channel that you want. Contact me via responding to this video if you'd like. You can also reach me out on Patreon. That's all fine. And I give coaching not just for Infect, but for Legacy in general, because I've gotten some questions. So I always love doing that. So yeah, feel free to contact me. I think I'm going to daze this Brainstorm. It's usually a good sign when your opponent brainstorms before doing anything else. This also plays around a potential wasteland that my opponent could have, and I have another daze, so I think I do want to daze his Brainstorm. This could just work and then they don't do anything. They do have an underground. I think there was a mistake on them. They probably wanted to Brainstorm into a wasteland, which is something that I can get. But me getting a free daze there is nice. I think the way my hand is set up, I could just... Oh no, never mind. They have Delirium. I was about to say that I could just use Elf to block, but I don't think I'm going to do that. I'm going to draw Berserk and then just kill them with Daze backup. It's not Berserk, but okay. I'll just take it. I'm going to slam in and just deal 1. I'm not going to fire off this Invigorate. Very afraid of Wasteland, but if they have Wasteland, at least I can Brainstorm. It's something. Should have kept my mouth shut. Gonna Brainstorm. Kind of hope that they respond so I can daze, but we'll see. There we go. I'm playing 19 lands now, so very often we find the lands that we need. I do like Legolas. I think I'm going to put... What am I going to play next turn? Depends on what they have. Probably not a Nexus. I think I'm going to put them like this. I don't think I need 3 threats. Very possible that I'm just going to Legolas, Elf, and kill Darcy here. Really hope that I don't have to force a will, because that would be very, very difficult, because my opponent could just daze. Now, my opponent has 4 cards, so... They also play Tamiyo, by the way, that's interesting. They play Bauble, draw a card in my upkeep. Looks like they don't have removal. They would definitely use the removal if they had it. They at least should do it now. I'm just going to play the fetch. Since we didn't find any pump spells, I'm just going to attack for 1. Really unfortunate that we didn't find pump spells, but not much I can do about that. I would love to fetch up my mace, but I don't think I can do that. Unless my opponent taps out, of course. Yeah, Brainstorm's fine. They need to attack with his Darcy, so as soon as I find 1 pump spell, I think we just win. They played a Wasteland, sure. They just slam in for 3. Do I want to fetch in my end step now? I don't think so. Then again, if they actually had removal spells, they would have used it. So I could just go for Maze. I really don't want to draw the card on top, so I'm just going to do that. If they bolt Elf here, that's unfortunate, but okay. Looks like they're going to do that. I still have Inkmoth Nexus, so I'm okay with this exchange. Also, I can save Inkmoth Nexus with Legolas, so I'm really okay with this. I was willing to make that sacrifice. Let's fetch. Get the Hedge Maze. I'm really hoping that they Wasteland me now. That would be cool. I don't want another land. Me putting this into the graveyard should be a signal to them that they should... Okay, that's... I don't think that was correct. Maybe they just have more Wastelands. It's possible, but... I'm happy. Okay, let's play this and pass. I don't want to play the Nexus here because I need to be able to Legolas. I'm still very much not panicking at this point. I just need to be able to attack once and we probably win. That's what I'm aiming towards. I'm assuming that we're going to find another pump spell. I do need to counter Murktide though if they play it. There we go. That's something that cannot resolve, so I'm going to counter it. That just happens. That's a good sign. So let's draw. So if they have bolts, I'm dead because I'm not going to block with my Inkmoth Nexus. They just attack. Let's see if they have another bolt. Okay, I'm going to fetch. I probably need all of my mana, so I'm going to Brainstorm now. So not the best here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put these Legolases on top. There we go. I'm going to do something cool. So I'm going to animate Nexus. This saves a mana for me, so I'm going to use Legolas. Invigorate the Nexus. This means I can safely kill the Darcy. And I also put the cards of the Brainstorm in such a way that I can now have Force of Will up. I don't want to fetch if I don't have to, of course. And keep in mind, we have another Legolas on top. So we shall see if I'm going to shuffle with this Misty Rainforest. It does put me to 1 if I do that. So I would not be able to actually counter something. So maybe I'm going to draw the Legolas here. Then again, I really don't want to fetch, honestly. I'm just going to draw. Let's slam in, see what they have. I don't think they have a lot going on, so probably just a bunch of lands. Or maybe counter magic. But they would have used the counter magic on the Invigorate. Tamiyo, that's okay. If I draw a pump spell, I just win. Okay. So that is not a good enough pump spell, because what I could do is I could attack with... I can win next turn though. Okay, let's talk through the motions. So I was about to say that I could use the Nexus, use the Berserk on it, and then Legolas, but that deals 2. So what I'm going to have to do is I'm going to have to attack here with the Nexus. They will block with Tamiyo, and that means I put it to -1 and then 2. And that means next turn I can kill them. Could have also played Blood Evasion, but that would not allow me to actually play the Force Will anymore. They just attack with Tamiyo, okay. They do not care about me attacking. That's interesting. They draw. They probably took a bit of a risk here. Brainstorm, okay. So Tamiyo becomes flipped. So I really need to have a pump spell. So do I want to counter Darcy? The thing is, what I can do is, so Tamiyo, when my creature attacks, it gains -1/-0. What I can do is, since my creature is a 1/1, I could Berserk first, make it a 2/1, and then use Legolas, and then still kill the Darcy if it doesn't have Delirium. I think I really need to have this fetch land, so I'm not going to counter here. Do I want to have a land? Maybe, because then I can play Blood Evasion, so let's just draw. Really want to have a pump spell though. Okay, we have Tamiyo, that's not bad. Thing is, what's going to happen is they're going to probably just minus with Tamiyo, take back the bolt, and try to kill me. The bolt's still in here, right? Where did they put the bolt? They removed the bolt. Okay, that's a good sign. But they can still get something back. Brainstorm, so I think I need to have a force. Darcy needs to attack, so probably the best thing for me to do is to... Yeah, let's play Tamiyo. That can block. Again, try not to fetch if I don't have to, so I still have Legolas up, and I also have Force. But this is why I like Tamiyo. It's not bad in this situation. It's quite good, honestly. It blocks the flyers, so buys me a turn. They take back the Ponder. They're probably just digging for removal spells, which is basically both. They draw with Ponder. That's not a good sign. They found Bolt, we're dead, because I have to counter the Bolt, and then they just bring it back up to Tamiyo. Oh no, they already used Tamiyo. Okay, so we're not dead yet. Let's say okay. So now what I need to do is I need to draw land next turn. That's not a fetch land. And then I can kill them with Berserk. But they have Force of Will. Okay, in that case it didn't really matter. Concede. Cool game. So we actually had a lot of situations where we could have just won out of nowhere. You know what's really cool? My opponent has seen 12 cards more than me, and we still could have won right until the end. So that's the deck's still strong, and especially against Delver, I really like Tamiyo. It's very, very good. Okay, so Flusterstorms maybe. I hate Force of Wills against Delver. Really, really bad. Silver Library is just not where you want to be. Berserk's not great either. I think I'm just going to turn down one Flusterstorm. This Flusterstorm should probably be Berserk. Or a Flusterstorm, that's also fine. I think I'm going to play one Flusterstorm and submit. Being on the draw especially hurts in this matchup. Okay, so this hand's excellent, but it doesn't do anything if I don't have blue mana. So basically this is just... These cards you can ignore, so this is a 4-card opener. I can't keep this, unfortunately. If this was the Tropical, I really don't see how we can lose this. But unfortunately, I'm going to have to mulligan here. This is a keep. Let's get rid of... I guess swords? Yeah, let's get rid of swords. It's the only card I can't cast. I really need to have blue. They have Wasteland. Here I can probably just concede, but we'll see. Tamiyo's really good though. They try to kill the Tamiyo. I'm gonna daze, see if they have a daze of their own. If they don't, next turn I can flip, and then we are in the driver's seat. But unfortunately, they have daze. Very good hand by my opponent. Let's play the drop and pass. Brainstorms. Okay, not bad. Really unfortunate here. I really wanted to show you just how powerful the Tamiyo is. Especially if you can just flip it turn 2. Okay, let's play him like this. Yield, play the elf, pass. Probably shuffle away 1 Blighted Agent. So I just play the elf, let's see what they do. If they don't attack, I'm going to draw the Blighted Agents. Going to slam in. Darcy gives so much card advantage that I'm usually fine trading. So they only have instants currently, so it's going to be difficult for them to actually make Darcy delirious. If not impossible. So I could also just chill. I could also brainstorm first. Maybe it's just better for me to play Blighted Agents. I think I want to... Since I don't have threats now, I'm going to brainstorm first. Wow, okay. Good thing I did, because this is very, very bad. Okay, I'm going to put these 2 back. Play the land pass. My opponent's playing black. They could be playing Bowmasters, though, so maybe the Pendlehaven's not that bad. Murktide is okay. They're playing Murktide. The game's going to be over fast, so I do want to get my Hedge Maze, probably. Hedge Maze is also really good with the Triumph. Great, yeah. Yes, please. Play Blighted Agent, it resolves. Best draw now is definitely Legolas's Quick Reflexes. Kill the Murktide. Deal 9 Infect. Don't mind if I do. So they built one of them. I'm going to try and save it. Okay, that works. Nice. Another agent. That's not what I'm looking for. Can I play another one? Slam in. I'm just going to yield. Because whatever. As soon as I find a pump spell, I'm just going to go for it here. Swords would also be a really good pickup. Okay. Dead. What can I say? Not the best draws. Beginning of them, if we just were able to flip Tamiyo, the game would have been definitely ours, but not the best draws. We didn't really do much, apart from drawing a bunch of lands and having bad cantrips. That happens. Let's go to the next round. So this is... I'm going to keep, but it is very threat heavy, so not exactly what I would want. A Tamiyo in this hand would be really good. Chromox, we could just be dead immediately if we're playing against a control deck. Sorry, a combo deck. Archon of Emeria. Oh, looks like Initiative is back. That's a deck that I definitely did not miss. Okay, so let's just yield. Especially being on the draw against this deck is awkward. I'm going to concede very soon if they have a threat here. Yeah, I'm just going to concede. I don't want to play this game. I really don't. Let's go to sideboarding. So against Initiative, probably one of the worst matchups that Infect can have. What you need is you need to be very lucky. That's pretty much it. They also play the Blood Moons, etc. So it's scary. I do expect the resurgence of this deck, unfortunately, after the bans. We'll see. So sideboarding. Tamiyo is really not what you're looking for in this matchup. So definitely cutting a couple of those. And then I just usually cut, depending on if I'm going to play on the draw, I'm just cutting the forces, and that's it, submit. Yes, I would like to start. This is a keep. It's not terribly exciting, but okay. I really don't want to mulligan all too low against Initiative. Now we have a lot going on. We have Force of Vigor for a potential turn 1 Chalice. I do have Brainstorms. I have a Pump Spell. I do have Force. So, you know. That's fine. That's pretty much it. So I just fetch up Tropical Island and play the Glistener Elf. There's the Chromox. So what I could do is I could just Force of Vigor straight away. I just don't like doing that. I really hope that they just play Chalice. Very often it's good enough for them, so they often do just do that. How many times in my life have I said, I hope they play Chalice? Not a lot. That is a guarantee. There we go. The Chalice. So that's okay. So I'm just going to get rid of Chromox and Chalice here. One of the best feelings in the world. Get wrecked. Pendelhaven. Let's brainstorm first, because if I draw Berserk, I'm just going to kill them. Okay, pretty bad brainstorm again. Let's play the Pendelhaven. And do I want to keep Legolas here in case they have removal spells? If they go for the removal spell route, I have more threats, so I think I just want to put the pressure on and attack and use Pendelhaven. Yeah, while I was talking, I actually changed my mind. The reasoning is that if I just played Blood Agent next turn, it doesn't change the clock all that much. Because I could play Blood Agent, slam in, and then turn afterwards I can still Pendelhaven and use Embiggen. I think I want to have this Legolas up in case they play removal spells. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay. I will slam in first, see what they do. I would be happy if they block, and I would also be happy if they don't block, honestly, so... decision making is up to them. Okay, so now I will use the Pendelhaven. Reasoning here is that I don't want them to have mana. If they wouldn't block, I would just play Blood Agent. Have more threats is also good, but that's why I wanted to have the Legolas up. Okay, let's just slam in. Fortunately, that Brainstorm didn't find a pump spell, or we would have just crushed them. But now I'm just going to play the Agents. Yield. If I draw removal now, though, we are happy. I'm just gonna yield through turn. They concede. Okay, so I guess they just drew a land. I feel sorry for them, but then I remember they're playing initiative, so I really don't. Let's go to sideboarding again. Do I want to change anything? I definitely want to play Force Wills, but my blue count is rather low, so cutting the daisies, playing all forces. Do I want to add Days or Tamiyo? Probably Days. I'm only playing 13 blue cards, which isn't much. But I really don't want to add anything else. I think I'm just going to risk it with 13 blue cards. Like, what else am I going to play? Triumph isn't bad. Yeah, I'm just going to submit. If you want to win against Initiative as playing Infect, you need to get lucky anyway. And if I can force once, that should be good enough. They also play Chalice, Counter Souls, etc. So I'll be happy if we ever get to force once. I already have an idea for if this deck really comes back, though. We now have Consigned to Memory, so I would play that. This hand is nuts, but unfortunately, no land. Otherwise, this is perfect. I'm gonna have to mulligan and feel sad. This is very bad, but I'm not mulliganing to 5, so this is probably game over. Let's see what happens. So they just play a land and pass. I'm going to play Glistener Elf. They play Solitude on the Glistener Elf. That's actually okay. They probably just have another Dungeoneer, but that Inkmoth Nexus is quite nice because that can fly over. Okay. It's pretty irrelevant that Inkmoth Nexus enters tapped. Oh, what am I saying? It doesn't enter tapped. That's the Emeria. Okay, so we just pass. I really want to draw a blue card now so I can attack and feel safe. Or just Legolas, that's fine too. Then I can take care of this Seasoned Engineer and have the initiative. That would be nice. Embiggen on Nexus is +5, so it would work. I could kill it. Not anymore though. They reveal Solitude. I'm gonna draw and probably just concede because I have a bunch of lands. That's not a problem. I was expecting this to happen. I wanted to see the game if I had been able to keep the 7 though with a land in there. That would have been a different story. But I'm not. This game is over. Look at my hand. It's trash. It's like it's embiggen and that's it. Okay, let's go to round 3. Not happy with Initiative potentially coming back, but I'm unsure how good the deck is going to be against all the frog decks. I imagine not great, so don't get me wrong, a lot of people talking about a potential frog ban, but I'd be okay with frog sticking in the format. I'm not sure if it's going to be that oppressive. I could be extremely wrong here, and I'm also fine if they would ban it. My opinion about frog is currently pretty meh, whatever. Jesus. My opening hands have been pretty horrendous this league. Now we do have Tamiyo, so we can draw a bunch of stuff, but we're on the draw again. I'm gonna keep, especially since my opponent mulligans. I could play turn 1 Noble and Inkmoth Nexus, and I do have Force Will, so Misty Rainforest can also be the Hedge Maze, so okay, this could become good. It could also just do nothing, we'll see. Who knows, maybe we are playing against a frog deck. Again, if I'm playing Grief, that doesn't count. I'm going to concede immediately, but it seems to me like people have agreed that we're not going to play Grief anymore. Another land. Okay, let's just play the, I guess, Tamiyo. Nah, I want to play around Days. Let's play Noble. I actually have a tournament coming up, and the tournament's going to be the day before the ban and restrictions announcement. I will be attending. I'm just afraid. My gut feeling would be that nobody's going to play Grief, but I don't know. We could also have people just playing Grief for one more time. I just hope they don't, because I may just leave. Honestly, I am so sick and tired of that card. But that's not what the video is about. Focus. So they don't draw with Ponder. Kind of, they probably just remove Noble. Ooh, that was pedal. Okay. I'm going to stop my yielding through the turn here, because this smells like a combo deck. Galvanic Relay. Okay. So they find Diamond, Echo of Eons, and Veil of Summer. That's insane. That literally is insane. They had all the good stuff. Okay, what are we going to do? I'm going to brainstorm first. See what we end up with, because this Echo of Eons will resolve. Let's take some lands. Do I want to keep the Force Will? I'm not sure if I want to keep the Force Will. Then again, let's think. Echo of Eons, they do need 6 mana currently to make this work. So I could be wrong here. They will need to play Diamond and get rid of everything to play the Echo, so I am going to keep this Force Will. Let's see. If it does, I do want to think about what if it does resolve, because they could have Veil of Summer. They could have an Echo of Eons in hand and get rid of it that way. So I'm just want to play it optimally. So I'm going to play the Nexus and the Elf, and that's probably it. They brainstorm first. Okay. What I hope they do is they just don't use Veil of Summer first. That's very important. Now, them starting with Brainstorm is good, because that's a mana gone. Now, if they play Land and Diamond, that means they have exactly 6, so they can't also Veil of Summer. So that Brainstorm may just come back to haunt them. They play Land, play the Diamond. They play the Veil of Summer. So I will counter this, because if I do draw 7... that means that I'm going to be able to counter something if I draw Force Will. And if I don't counter this, I'm not going to be able to do that. See, this is what I was talking about. This is why I wanted to keep the Force Will, because you never know. Now they have double Lion's Eye Diamond, and they can just safely cast the Echo and still have mana up. It's not that bad, because very often what happens is we just draw lethal and kill them. And my hand was, honestly, pretty bad, so I'm not unhappy with this Echo of Eons. My hand was nothing. So they play the Echo, sure. What do we draw? Not terribly exciting. We do have a couple of Brainstorms, so that's good. I mean, I'm going to yield because they're always just going to go for it here. I'm just going to see what my opponent does. So 1 pump spell drawn and we win. Yeah, I think if we make it to our turn, we just win. They had a Veil of Summer too, so if they, even if I had found Force Will, wouldn't be enough. Looks like they had a very good draw 7. So they ponder, they play Dark Ritual. They get Burning Wish, and if they just show me... Now they get the tendrils, and I'm dead. I'm just gonna let you show the tendrils. People don't know what's gonna happen here. Tendrils, and boom, and then dead. Sideboarding is quite easy, so you play Flusterstorm, Surgicals, and all of the green cards. And then you just take out all the slow stuff, so you don't really need Legolas. It's pretty bad. And then you also don't want the Inkmoth Nexus, too slow. Then you keep a couple of Tamiyos, mainly because it's blue and you don't want to go too low. But I'm playing 2 extra Flusterstorm, so you can safely cut 2. Tamiyo's not bad in the matchup. Man, we are so unlucky today. This hand is great, but it doesn't have a land, so I'm gonna mulligan. This hand is great, but... Phew! This is going to be a league of bad opening hands. Remember, 19 lands in this build, so that cannot be the issue. I'm going to get rid of an Inkmoth Nexus and a Brainstorm, and see if we get lucky. So we just play Glistener Elf. Let's see what they do. I'm just going to yield because I'm down to 5. They're always going to go for it. They Thoughtseize me. Funny thing is that this hand is actually quite resilient to Thoughtseize because I don't really care what they take. You take Brainstorm, I have a 2-turn clock. If they take an Embiggen, I have Brainstorm. So it's as bad as the hand is, at least it doesn't care as much about Thoughtseize. They take Embiggen. Fine. I draw Force Will. I mean, let's just play the Embiggen, attack for 5, and hope they go for it. If I was my opponent, I would definitely try and go off, because what are the odds? They Brainstorm. If they don't go for it, I'm going to Brainstorm. Dig for a Pump Spell and kill them. So they have a bunch of petals. That's usually a good sign. That's an all-in plan right there. So there's going to be Beseech the Mirror. They have Veil of Summer too. Well, 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 my friend. Countering this doesn't change anything, so I'm just going to yield. Just increases the clock. So they had Echo 2. Well, there was no way how I was ever winning this. Ooh, well, this is interesting because this is actually a very good hand. Surgical especially makes it that I can potentially wiggle my way through this. We'll see. Now I wish that I had countered the Veil of Summer, but that's always easy looking back on it. They shuffle with a Ponder. Off to a good start. Okay, so they think for a while, play the Fetch. They get red. Okay, they get Petal. So they do have enough mana. Play the Chromox. Sure. They get Burning Wish. Play Galvanic Relay. That's... I mean, good game? This is so cool, you know. This is why Storm is... For Infect, you know, it's fine. We are not that afraid of the deck. I really am not. In the past, it was always very 50-50, but ever since Storm has moved to this build, I'm actually feeling always very favored against Storm. Because giving us 7 cards is very often good. I mean, we play a double Veil of Summer in the sideboard too, so I've had situations where they just echo, and I just find Veil of Summer, and I'm like, yeah, go ahead, do whatever you want. Okay, let's just kill them. You know what I should do? I should probably Surgical first. See my opponent's deck. A small trick here, just do this so you know what your opponent's playing. Are they playing any funny stuff? Let's see. So, doesn't look like it. We have the Besiege the Mirrors, bunch of Chromoxes, 3 Veil of Summers, double Thoughtseize. What's in the hand? A couple of lands, so... Okay. Don't really care, I'm just going to kill them. But I did want to see if my opponent was playing any funny stuff. Let's see, anything in Exile that's funny. Song Creation is a one-off, that's cool. Nothing else, really. I think I'm actually going to play Grovdigger's Cage. Haven't yet brought that in, so I will play the Cage and cut one more Tamiyo. Submit. This hand, dude, I mean... It's a hot mess. It's not bad. It's just one card short of being good. It shuts down Echo of Eons, that's for sure. Doesn't do anything against the artifacts, but it does have You know what I'm gonna do? I'm already O2, so I'm just gonna keep whatever. Let's just see what happens. Surgical is good too, so well, let's just see what happens. Let's roll with it. My opponent did mulligan to 6, I should add, because otherwise I probably would mulligan. So my opponent does mulligan to 4. Doesn't really mean anything. I can't counter turn 1 Echo of Eons, so this does not mean that they are in tough luck or something like that. It could just be a could be an insanely powerful game where they go Echo of Eons and I haven't done anything because I don't have a blue card to pitch for the Force Will. I've had hands where 0 lands or 3 to 4 lands, which is ridiculous, but I guess I can't complain. Chromox, okay, sure. They ponder. Okay. They shuffle. I think I'm just gonna play Cage and pass. Maybe I should surgical, see what my opponent's up to. Don't hate that. Let's draw first. I want a surgical in their draw step though. We draw the Bladder Agent. Yeah, I'm just gonna play the Cage. I don't have a fast clock anyway, so I think this is better. Shutting down a potential Echo of Eons. Not having to waste a Force Will on this. I think I'm just gonna... I don't think I need Surgical anymore now that I've drawn the Force... Well, blue card for Force Will, so I'm okay with this. I feel sorry for my opponent, but I also mulligan to 5, so... I think it's only fair. They play Chromox. Okay, they have to imprint something, so that's down to 1 card. I think they're aiming to play the artifact card and win that way, but I have Force, so they ponder. Yeah, this is not looking good. Storm is not a deck that works well with only 1 or 2 cards in hand. They also shuffle with a ponder, and they play a land. But it's clear what they're trying to do. They're just going to go for Besiege the Mirror. Which is something that I can counter. They do put a card on top, so I'm probably gonna... in their draw step, I'm just gonna surgical to get rid of it. That's mean, I know, but I have to, right? Not in the draw step, in their upkeep, of course. Otherwise they draw it. Another land. Okay, let's just play this one off. Probably get rid of Brainstorm. Fortunately, in Magic Line, you can't see what was on top. Normally, you can see what they put on top, but it's not possible on Magic Online. Okay, so anything else in here? Doesn't look like it. Okay. Now they can draw. They didn't do anything, so I'm just going to end of turn Hedge Maze. This is what I mean. This is my ponder. Tamiyo, I'm actually going to keep that. I want to draw cards. Play a land, play Tamiyo, slam in, pass. They Thoughtseize me. Yeah, not much I can do about that, so I'm just going to say, okay. Let's draw now. Force of Vigor, for sure. That would be ridiculous. They take Blinded Agents. I'm not gonna lie, that's unexpected. I already have a threat. I think they definitely should have taken Force of Will. Okay, let's slam in with both. I will just draw immediately with the Tamiyo. We draw Force. Nice. Let's play land and pass. I am playing these lands because I could start hard casting Force of Wills if I find one more land, which is fine. They Thoughtseize me again. Okay. Okay, sure. They take Berserk. That is definitely not correct. Like, how are they winning this game? Am I missing something here? I don't think... I don't know. This feels incorrect to me. Comment in the video if I'm mistaken, but I would always take Force of Will here. Because at this point, how am I losing? They ponder. I think I'm actually going to counter this. I'm playing 0 white cards, so I'm just going to get a Tropical. The worst that can happen is that they play Velar Summer, but that means that I've gotten the Velar Summer out of the hand for my follow-up Force of Will. And they can't do anything with 2 mana that's impactful. Another land. Not drawing particularly hot, but okay. So be it. Just gonna slam in. See what I mean? This Berserk wouldn't have done anything. They play Mox Opal, that's fine. I'm gonna draw 2 cards. I don't want Tamiyo to flip. I want to draw cards. Another land. Yikes. Okay. Let's not draw Savannah because otherwise I can't fetch. Well, I can fetch, but I can't find anything. Okay. Another land. What's happening, dude? Okay, let's brainstorm. I'm gonna brainstorm with Hedge Maze because I can potentially daze. Let's get rid of these. Okay. I will flip Tamiyo now, but I'm okay with that. It has done its job, and now I can actually start bringing back the Berserk next turn, and that is lethal. So that's why I wanted to do that. And since I already had these and I could hardcast Force Will, I didn't see us losing in any way. So I'm just going to slam in. And I'm not going to use Pendelhaven because it doesn't change the clock, and I want to be able to actually hardcast Force Will and cast Flusterstorm, because you never know. Okay, so end step, let's get all my lands. I feel like I'm playing control deck right now. Berserk. Okay, let's see if we can do a flex win. That would be sweet. Brainstorm. How much damage can we do this turn? Ah, man, that's so unfortunate. I really wanted to use a flurry of pump spells and just do 1,000,000 damage. But unfortunately, that's not going to be the case. Okay, let's put him like... this. I can't even fetch up a land anymore, so use Pendelhaven on the Glistener Elf. Use the Berserk. And win the game. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to return Berserk. Get a green mana. Berserk Glistener Elf. Deal 8, but they already conceded. Okay, nice. Next round. So I quickly adjusted the amount of light my camera gives because it's getting a bit darker. So it may be a little bit different. I'm going to keep. Hand is fine. I'm going to draw again. I would really love to be on the play for once. Because this hand on the play, nuts. On the draw, fine. I'm actually going to play this Noble. Do I want to play Noble, though? Doesn't really change anything. I think I'm actually going to chill. Because I may want to brainstorm if I'm not able to daze. I already have lethal, so... Eldrazi, Flesh Raker. That's okay. Play the Wastescapes. This is funny because Eldrazi is a very good deck right now. I just don't think it's... Like, Infect's fine against Eldrazi. I just want to find probably Force Will and then I think we win. That's not Force Wills. So let's play this and... This doesn't really matter because I'm just going to play... Nexus and Agents, and we're going to win the turn after. That's the game plan right there. Not die next turn and then kill them. Even if they have Chalice, I will win through Chalice, so that's nice. Invigorate is just such a powerhouse. I'm quickly going to yield to this. Thought Not Seer would be a problem. But apart from that, see, Sowing Marker Spawn is fine. They're going to... This is so cool. So they are going to literally wipe my board. And by that I mean my lands. And I'm still going to win. Now I could daze the spell. Oh yeah, maybe I should elaborate. They will get a Wasteland and they also Wasteland the Tropical Island. They play Yavimaya, Cradle of Growth. Okay. In that case, I'm not going to daze. Because they may play something that I have to counter. There we have another Micro Spawn. And this is so cool because I literally do not care about any of this. Now I could daze the Sowing Micro Spawn here. I mean it's just best to do this, right? Because why not? Land's gonna go away, so... Nice, they pay with a token. I don't care. They have Eldrazi Temple too, so if they now have Thought Not Seer, that's just the absolute ridiculous. They have Kozilek's Command too. This is the complete nuts, dude. If you have handle like this, there's just no way how I can win. That's literally the only thing that was not allowed to happen. Even if I kept days, wouldn't have worked because they would still have these spawns, so there's nothing I can do. Probably just concede. This is ridiculous, dude. I'm just gonna concede. Because even if I draw a threat, it doesn't matter because they have all of these, so... honestly, insane. Again here, I was on the draw, and that's very important. If I had been on the play here, completely different thing. Not all that much that you want against Eldrazi, really. Swords is basically it. I do like Sylvan Library, trying to win as soon as possible. You could play Force of Vigor, but very often you don't play Chalice anymore. It's not bad, but it's medium. So that's it. You don't want to have Tamiyos in the matchup. It's not great. And then I cut down one Legolas. It's not that good. So let's just submit. Previous leagues I played, I actually did win against Eldrazi. I've only seen it twice, but I won both of those games. But I mean, we saw last game. That was just a showing of how stuff can go wrong if they have the nuts. This is fine. I'm gonna keep. It's not great, but it's fine. So they play Cavern of Souls, followed up by a Lotus Petal. All good. I'm gonna play the Nexus and pass. Probably end of turn Brainstorm. We'll see. Micah Spawn, maybe. Yes, indeed. Kind of hope they get Wasteland. Because it would not do anything at this point. They get Yavimaya. They don't even get Wasteland. Okay, they have another one. So that's Micah Spawn, like number 5 at this point. So I guess they get a Wasteland with this. Mazavith. That's interesting. So I already have Legolas, so I just need to have pump spells to win the game now. Okay, this is lethal, so this is really funny. Oh man, I love this. I love everything about this. It's only fair. They have the nuts, I can have the nuts too. So let's Legolas, Invigorate, 4, and then Embiggen on Nexus is 5. And on top of this, I don't even need to fetch because I have green with the Yavimaya. So we have 10 damage and boom, dead. Alright, it's 6 because it's also a forest now. That's really cool. That is really cool. Next game. So on the draw, I don't really like Daze, but what else am I going to play? Probably cut 1 Daze for another Legolas, and that's it. Maybe I should play Triumphs, but I want to keep blue cards for the forces, so I'm just going to submit. I can tell you one thing, this is not going to be a long video as my previous one was. See, what's happening in this league? This hand is nuts. Why do I not have a land in here? This is really frustrating, I'm not going to lie. Okay, whatever, let's just mulligan. Yeah, let's keep, get rid of 2 lands and say done. This is a frustrating league, dude. If I get to play with my normal tools, the deck is performing well, but I mean, I think Magic Online is just against Infect. That's my theory. They play on Eldrazi, nothing I can do about it. They have Cavern 2, so my hand is worthless. Should I Daze Lotus Petal? I really don't want to, it's so bad. I'm not gonna Brainstorm all these bad cards away. Probably should have hedged Maze at the end of turn. I was too triggered to think about that. And that is pretty bad too. So I'm going to put these on top. I mean, this game is over, right? Probably just going to see what they do next turn and then concede. Don't feel like I had any shot at this game. Sowing Micah Spawn. Sure, that's number 6 or number 5. They attack. I'm just going to end of turn hedge Maze. They will probably waste me. That's fine. I'm going to see what's on top. A land. I'm going to leave it on top because they have Wasteland. So there we go. Going to draw. Repurposer, I'm just gonna concede, man. This game, this is a feel bad. This game 3 was just not, especially after my opening hands, both 7 and 6 was so great. I don't know. I don't think there's anything that I could do about this, right? Sometimes that's just magic. Well, I guess I can't complain about this hand. It's lethal turn 2, but I'm on the draw again, so it's probably not. I'm gonna keep. Have I been on the play once? This league? I don't remember. I don't think so. It doesn't matter. This hand's fine. No counter magic in here though, so if we're playing against a fast combo deck, we could just be dead, but we'll see. Vexing Bauble. This is so funny. Vexing Bauble really isn't that good against Infect. Sure, it shuts down Invigorate, but apart from that, if I just have Embiggen Berserk, it's still lethal. And then I can cast Invigorate too, so I really don't care all that much. So I do want to draw land, so I can cast Embiggen and Berserk. We start by playing Elf. I'm curious if they're going to attack with Ocelot Pride. Probably because they get a token. Just going to yield because they have Bauble, so they know that I can't counter. No need to waste any time. So you just attack. Okay. So again, look at this game. When you compare this to if I would have been on the play. Let's think. I could Embiggen and Berserk. However, that's not lethal. They will block. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to play the Pendelhaven, play the Elf. And then chill, because now I can block their creatures. I could also attack. They will block with the cat token in a Pendelhaven, but it's better for me to keep back these other cards. I think that's better. Yeah. Please draw with the Bauble. Nice. That probably makes it so we win the game. Unless they just have another one. But now I think we are very solidly in the driver's seat. Now, don't get me wrong, I get why they cracked the Bauble. I think they should do this at this point. I think that's correct, but... How much damage am I taking? 4, 5, 6, 7. Don't care, I'm going to kill you. Unless they have the Bauble. If they have swords now, dudes, I'm going to freaking lose it. I jinxed it, didn't I? Anyway, I'm just going to try and win now, because it's not happening if it's not happening this turn. Okay, so what do I want to do? I don't think I want to use Pendelhaven. I think I want to use everything else. So let's invigorate this one, see what they do. Let's hope they rely on a bolt effect. Okay, so embiggen this. Now Berserk. Do we get there? They have the frickin' swords, dude. Are you kidding me? I jinxed it. This is my own fault. This is what you get for saying that you lose to exactly one card. I guess I deserve that. Okay, sideboarding. Pretty obvious what we want here. We want to have swords, and that's probably it. Doesn't seem like a stompy deck to me because they play a lot of 1-drop, so I'm just going to play the swords and that's it. We saw how bad forces were when they are playing the baubles, so I'm not going to play them. I don't think I'm going to change anything else. I'm just, yeah, probably Triumph. I think this is a matchup where one triumphs. Don't think I have time for Tamiyos. Maybe Library? Tamiyo is probably better. Let's submit. Okay, I'm going to play. I'm going to go full YOLO mode with this one because this has been a league of yikes. This is a mulligan. This is pretty bad. I mean, this is fine. I'm going to keep because I have this Triumph. This could be very, very funny. Let's just play the Trop. Pass. No white yet, so that could be an issue. Do I care? Guide of Souls is fine. Listener off. Let's brainstorm first. Okay, so I can play. I mean, I have to go for lethal, right? Let's put these back. I'm gonna play Savannah and play Glistener Elf. I mean, I had a lot of cool stuff to do, but I think I just want to try and win next turn. Ooh, Cavern of Souls, that's a good one. Ocelot Pride. I should probably daze that, since I can't counter the other cat if they play it. Am I crazy here? What else I could also do is just do nothing. Let it happen, because I will have... If I just have a land, I can Swords and Embiggen Berserk and just kill them. That's probably better. There we go. That's the one I couldn't counter. I mean, there was no other reason why they would name cat, so... Wish I was playing Chess Guy now. Let's brainstorm. Not bad. Definitely going to try and win next turn. I don't think I need swords. Let's put him big on top. I just keep days in case they have removal spells. So I'm going to try and just obliterate them next turn. Goblin Rabble Master. Okay, so I think we just win. They're going to attack with everything. Keep a couple of blockers back. They could... I mean, should I even say it? There's one card I'm afraid of now. And they probably have it in hand now that I had it in my mind. If they have Solitude, that sucks. Can't even counter it because they have a mana open with Cavern of Souls. I'm gonna jinx this so bad. But okay. If not, I'm gonna annihilate them. So it's gonna be it's gonna be awesome either way. I'm gonna be either a psychic or I'm just gonna do massive damage. Let's quickly yield through this. Yeah, you have a lot of energy. We get that. Is it enough though? Let's slam in. I'm going to deal 18 damage with one of these creatures. So it's important for me to count the amount of blocking damage. They can block with 8. That's it. Okay, so it doesn't matter. They all block for 5. Okay. Which one do I think is the prettiest? I really like cats, so I'm going to try and kill as few cats as I can. And these has 2 goblins, so I'm going to pump this Glistener Elf and keep as much cats alive as I can. And now they're going to play Solitude. I swear to God. Okay, they concede. That would, if they had Solitude as well, that would be nuts. Okay, so sideboarding. It's very clear that we don't have a lot of time, so I'm going to... Tamiyo is never going to do anything, so I think I just want to swap them for daisies, even though daisies are not going to do a lot very often, but this is looking to be a scary deck for us, but it doesn't play Stompy effects, so we can race. We can very easily race. And as we saw game 2, we have a lot of things to do, and game 1 would have been a different story if we had a protection spell, for instance, so we have game. I like this. Let's keep. Should I counter the 1-drop is the question. I'm not sure. I mean, I have Glistener Elf, so I probably don't want to. I want to keep my my counter magic for when I have removal spells. I will play the Glistener Elf, but I don't expect it to be very good. I just want to play it in case I find a couple of my Berserks, if I find removal spells. And it's also like this baits out removal spells. So it's good in that sense. Right, okay. Should I have countered that? I'm not sure. Don't think so, really. Another agent, okay. I'm going to fetch up Savannah in case I find swords. And chill. Ancient Tomb doesn't look that great in this deck. They have the Cavern as... Of course they have the Cavern. Of course. Broadside. That's the thing. This being uncountable really hurts. But okay, nothing I can do about it. Let's just pass. They kill agent immediately. Slam in, sure. Lots of counter magic here, all pretty bad. I'm gonna brainstorm. Pretty, very awfully bad. Yeah, not great. Pretty bad. Wow. Game? Is there any way how I can win? Maybe I do have Berserk. If I played correctly, maybe if I get like super lucky, but they have Broadside, so I don't think so, honestly. Let's put 2 agent back. Play the Hedge Maze, put one of them into the graveyard. Play the Noble. And pass. Johnny, I mean, I can counter this because it's not a goblin, so I probably should. What else am I gonna do with these counter spells anyway? Let's just yield. They kill elf with a cat token. Brainstorm, see what we get. Yeah, pretty bad brainstorm. I think this is a game. Because I'm going to, if I play Nexus and Agent, and afterwards I could double Berserk. That's just 8 Infect. And then I'm dead afterwards. This game is over, dude. But that's fine. This was a league of... This really was a league of having a lot of really awfully bad opening hands. And showing how you should not win with the deck, which is fine because I don't always want my I don't always want my my videos to be like only good news shows, right? You will have days like this where you have bad beats, but the most important thing is looking back on this: are you happy with the list? Are you happy with the deck? And I was very happy with the list. And a lot of the games that I lost even, I mean, the reasons for losing were very often very clear. There's not a lot that I could have done in the games that I lost, so I don't think I played it bad or anything like that. But we had the magic aspect, if I can say it like that. Let's pop the list over here again. So last league I played 4-1. I was very happy with the list. Tamiyo especially was really great. Didn't show it to you at all this league, but so be it. But give this a shot. I'm not sure if where we'll be going moving forward. If I'm going to go back to Nadu or Tamiyo. But even though I wasn't able to show you Tamiyo this league, it did feel extremely strong in the games where I had it. So I like this. I'm going to do some more testing. Not sure about the sideboard, if that's going to be staying the same. Maybe this library has to be something else because I'm expecting Control to make a bit of a comeback, but maybe that's wrong. It's also good against combo, but we haven't seen a lot of combo. So yeah, I just wanted to show you an update with Tamiyo. Again, let me know what you think. Perhaps if I do get, because I applied to the Magic Online Creator Content Program again, so if I do get into the program, I can finally start borrowing every single card, and I'm going to be playing a lot more different styles and archetypes, etc. Hopefully, otherwise, I bought all of these cards by myself, so I'm not going to be able to play that many different decks. I have a lot of interest in Dual Commander too, so we'll see. Anyway, thanks for watching. See ya. Bye.